Hey Siri, can you run an ultramarathon? Right, so we're trying to come up with ideas in the office about how to review the Apple Watch Ultra. And he goes, right, we need some great ideas, something really catchy. I go, well, go run an Ultra in it. Is the Apple Watch Ultra able to actually cope with an ultramarathon? Well, I'm gonna run 50K and find out. So you just hit the button, and the workout starts. You pick which one you're gonna do, which obviously today I went outdoor run. GPS little indicator there goes blue really quickly. Really impressed with how quick that goes. So price-wise, it's £849. But the key thing is, it advertises itself as the best sport watch on the market. Let's see if it actually is or not. So I actually started running with an Apple Watch. I use it to close those fitness rings, found it really motivating. But when I started taking my running a bit more seriously, running sort of 10Ks, half marathons, I came across to the fact that the Apple Watch was kind of useless. This was back in 2015, 2016. The Apple Watch didn't have GPS, and the battery life, let's face it, was pretty abysmal. But I kept wearing it. So I had an Apple Watch on one wrist and a Garmin Forerunner on the other. I kept hold of the Apple Watch because I loved the smart features that it had and the beautiful screen. Even though Garmin are making roads into that with the Epix 2, with that beautiful screen, the Apple Watch is far superior. I'm impressed with the Apple Watch, but will it last an ultramarathon? So quite funny, I just got a notification saying I closed my fitness ring for the day. I'm a mile and a half in. So we are now at the 10K mark. I've done it about 75 minutes. Let's just check the battery life. So we started at 97 and it's now at 87, so 10% in every 10K. But the thing I've actually really enjoyed with the Apple Watch is the notifications. So it means you can reply on the run. So I had some WhatsApp messages, and I could literally just press a button, do a dictaphone reply, and it was gone. One thing that actually is really impressing me as well is the data screens that the Apple Watch has. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 per screen. And then you've got the heart rate zones, cadence, ground contact, all that shebang. Just gonna pop a gel to keep going. For those who watched our gel tasting with Sarah, this is the Talk Rhubarb and Custard. So good. Let's get going. So I thought for some size comparison, I'd put my Garmin Enduro 2 on the same wrist. You can kind of see roughly, I mean, this is the biggest watch that Garmin make. But actually, in terms of how it protrudes on your wrist, I'd say they're not far off. Obviously the screen real estate on the Enduro 2 is much bigger, which is great for the mapping systems and everything like that. But in terms of the screen quality, you know, the Apple Watch wins hand down. And as you can see, the Apple Watch Ultra's got a lot of information on one screen, which I find incredibly useful right now. So, as I keep doing the check-in at the 10K marks along the way, it is done exactly as the last one. It has used 10% of the battery, so we're now at 77%, which is quite impressive. It is stuck to the same thing, but you know, 10% per 10K is a bit worrying. If I was going to go and run 100K, to put it lightly, I just wouldn't use it. But the thing I would be using if I was during an ultra is navigation. My Garmin Enduro 2 obviously has high definition mapping that I can use throughout, and it doesn't impact the battery life. The Apple Watch Ultra, on the other hand, does not. It has a thing called backtrack, which gives you you put a waypoint which you can do very easily on your watch, and it will track that back, but it's like a breadcrumb route. You don't really see too much information. So I went to do the backtrack selection, which I said was automatic, but no. Start backtrack. Apple Watch can record your route in case you get lost. Start it, which obviously now I can't do until I get to the next loop. But yeah, that's slightly annoying. But I've definitely not finished my workout. Let's keep going. This just flashed up on my watch. Sound levels hit 90 decibels. I think that was just the wind that did that. So we are now 30k in, and the watch has 67% battery remaining. So still kind of tracking on that percentage run, a sort of 10% per 10k, but I'm excited to get the next 10k done, get to my car, get some snacks, because all I've had is gels, and I know there are cookies in my car. I don't know if they say this is the greatest sport watch on the market, but the nearest price point comparison, which is the Garmin Fenix 7X Solar, get it right, is the always on battery life is 36 days-ish. I think it's 37 days, 36 days, but it's hours versus days. That's the huge difference, and they're the same price pretty much. Same sort of feature set when it comes to the sports capabilities, but yeah, it's the smart bit and the screen that obviously cuts the Apple Watch's battery life quite substantially. But yeah, that's a substantial difference, and for anyone who would be looking to get an ultra watch, I don't think necessarily the Apple Ultra is for you. But who is it for then? If I'm constantly beating down this watch, but I'm actually a massive fan of it, who is it for? I would say that it is for anyone who loves Apple. That's kind of a given if you're going to buy an Apple Watch, but is into marathons, city marathons. This would be perfect because you've got good enough battery life to do a whole day of running in the city, absolutely no problems at all, and still have enough battery life to spare to get home, listen to your music, get your notifications and everything. That's impressive. Considering where the Apple Watch was, that's an impressive stat. I'm still very impressed by the metrics it gives. I'm kind of blown away by that, to be fair. The amount that it gives you, the heart rate zones, cadence, power output, it's phenomenal. The only thing I've got a slight query of is what it uses that metrics for later. Unlike Garmin, it doesn't give you that training status, you know, how fatigued you are, how ready or peaking or prepared you are or maintaining you are for a race. It doesn't have that, which is a shame because I think it'd be great. Same with sleep tracking. It tracks the sleep fantastically, but it doesn't give you the same that Garmin do, what it actually means in terms of your training. Okay, so we're now at the 40k mark. Come back to get some snacks, changed my shoes actually as well, and it's at 50% now. So battery has changed quite dramatically. It's been going 5 hours 50. So yeah, it's gone down a lot more than I thought it would at this stage. So it'll be interesting to see how much more it gets down in the next 10k. So one of the cool things that the Apple Watch has is a siren used for safety measures. So say if you get lost or you're in distress, and I'm going to activate it now and see just how loud it is. I've got my friend Jess who's running. Can you hear it? Yeah. Yeah, keep going. Okay, that is very impressive. So over 500 meters, you can hear that, and it's quite a windy day as well. So fair play, Apple. That is a very good safety feature. I kind of feel that there are two camps. There are the smartwatch, which is the Apple Watch, Google, Samsung, those kind of watches. And then there's the sport watch, the Garmin's, the Coroses. And there is slowly crossing over of each one. But the smartwatch is still a smartwatch, and the sport watch is still a sport watch. Right, so there we go. The run is done, 50 kilometers completed. To me, you know, over 8 hours is a lot longer than I would normally take to do 50K, but that's fine. The Apple Watch Ultra is built at the average runner going out and doing an Ironman or an ultramarathon. So actually me doing it when I'm not race fit is probably quite a good thing. But what is the battery life looking like? Well, it is at 28%. Bear in mind it's 4:30 now, so I haven't got a lot of battery left for the rest of the day. It might just get to the end of the day, which, to be fair, way better than Apple Watches of old, but does not compete with the likes of Garmin, which this has got 91% remaining. So that's a fair representation of the void between this and this. But it did what it said on the tin. It did an ultramarathon. It coped battery-wise with an ultramarathon, which the old Apple Watches would never have done. Would I choose it to run future ultramarathons? No. Would I choose it to run a big city marathon or any kind of city marathon? Maybe. I really like the smart features. Being able to reply to WhatsApps on the move was brilliant. So while it may not be the Apple Watch Ultra, maybe calling it the Apple Watch Marathon might be the best approach. What do you think? Would you ever try one of these, or would you stick to your Garmin and your Coros? Hey Siri, can you run an ultramarathon?